Morning, everybody. So my name is Antonio with Town Lake SEO, and I kind of wanted to go over and basically show for Eric here with Flash Electric how his GMB is showing up within his area. They say knowledge is power, and knowing where to start, well, actually where you stand with your digital presence right now is a good indicator of what you can start doing down the road to start improving. So this is a post that I posted on across several properties there, basically looking for, knowing exactly where you stand out in Google. And Eric had requested that I do this for him, so we're going to do it. I appreciate your time. So if you would like to have me do this for you, you're more than welcome to. You can either respond to the post, reach out to me here on Facebook, join one of my groups, or you can come to my our website and come down here to website audit underneath SEO services and just simply fill out this form. So with that out of the way, we can actually start taking a look at what Eric has here. So what I did is I ran two different heat maps for you, and the first one I did was electrical repair, which was based in your area. What I did is a 13 by 13 map with mile increments between each circle. So those of you that are not familiar with these heat maps, what they do is they basically show us as a result where your particular property shows on Google Maps. And when you do a search for your service, so if customers are searching for your service on Google Maps, where is it that you're showing up? Where is your business showing up? This is extremely important, because usually customers are not searching on Google Maps. They're going to do it through the native search, right? So what you see here are the numbers. They'll range from 1 to 20, and really, to be honest, if you're not in the top 3, you're missing a boatload of traffic. If your business is not in the top 3 for your particular services, let me shut down that particular window. I thought that I did, but yeah, he's coming through other notification. So if you're not showing up for the top 3, you're missing out on a lot of traffic. And why do I say that? Well, as I mentioned, when customers do look for your services, usually it's in the search browser, right? And the way the search is normally broken down is that you'll see this top portion here. This is known as the Google guarantee. Businesses pay for this particular spot to show here, and obviously these individuals pay a decent amount of money. If you click back here for more electricians or for more businesses, you'll see more businesses back here, and you'll see that there's a lot more businesses that'll show. And now I have this limited down to just the Athens area, so it's only showing me businesses that have paid for Google guarantee in this particular area. Now, the second portion that you'll see is this, what we call the map section, or Google My Business section, Google Business Profile section, as they have rebranded. Now, this section correlates with how this looks. This is why it's so important to be able to optimize your GMB or Google My Business for the top 3, and to be able to show up in this area. Now, depending on the search that customers do, they can get up to 70-80% of all clicks, all traffic could go to these top 3 sites. And then down below we have the people also ask. So if people are searching for knowledge or information or something along that lines, that's where this section is. And you can get in here by qualifying and having special code on the back end that tells Google you're answering these questions, and you'll elect to exactly what those answers are. And you can even have photos showing up in here. I notice a lot of business don't take advantage of that. And then, of course, this section down here is what is known as the traditional SEO section. This is your organic search ranking. So these areas here, the first spot in this area, without all the extra stuff up top, will get approximately 28% of all traffic, and then 19, and then 14 for third, and then it just escalates down in traffic volume from there. So now that we have a quick understanding of what's going on for everybody else that's watching, Eric, I could tell by the way that your properties have been optimized that you already have that baseline. So let's take a look at your business. For electrical repair, you're doing okay for right where you're at, but as we can see, going outside of your general area real quickly, you start falling off the map. As you get 2, 3, 4 miles out, is really your visibility is about 4 miles from where your business is associated with. So we're going to go into a couple ways that we can help increase that. The nice thing about this tool, and I'm going to send you a link for it, you'll be able to go in here and actually look at what your other competitors are doing. So if we take a look here, we can click on, well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to actually click on that. We want to come over here to the eye, and we can see this from your competitor's view. So right now we are looking at Thunderbolt Electric, and Thunderbolt Electric is really monopolizing this map. You see all the 1s and 2s they have here, right? This is they've really optimized, so we're going to take a look at what they're doing and what they have done. So we could kind of work backwards from those guys, and then also actually let me close these two. I already have them open, so we want to take a look at, keep on doing that, DW Electric, because they're number 2, and what these numbers here are showing is the average ranking they have across the board. So if we look here, we see Thunderbolt Electric has an average of an average position of 2.9 for this keyword of electrical repair. And then DW Electric has an average for 6.78. So that's how they're showing up across the board. We see that they're ranking more towards the northwest. And as we'll take a look at a bit closer there. But before we go further, the other report that I ran for you was basic wiring and electrical repairs. I did a keyword search analysis and basically for difficulty and all that, the basic wiring and electrical repairs has a really good high intent keyword, long tail keyword. Pretty low difficulty, and something that I think that you'd be able to rank for and take over. It's part of your electrical repair, basic wiring. Apparently, this is getting searched quite a bit. Well, for the area, it's getting searched a decent amount. That's why I ran this one, as well as your electrical repair. But same thing here, and I will send you the links to this as well. So if we look over here at Thunderbolt Electric, again, they're just monopolizing, have everything across the board. The number 2 in this case would be Weldon Electric. Now you see their average score is about a 3.51, followed by TE Certified, which has an average ranking of 5.3 or 5.53. So what makes the difference? We're going to take a look at, we have Weldon. Well, let's pull up DW just because I had those up. So we'll pull up DW. So their ranking, or I'm sorry, their business category is electrician. You have electrician as well. And they really don't have much for photos. Looks like a home address. So, you might want to do a business directory. Is this a registered LLC? Is this an actual business type deal? Take a look at that. and see how they're doing there. Google's been able to pull out additional information from them, so they are listed with Manta.com and some other stuff, but they really don't have any photos. They're not putting in the legwork that you're doing. Notice they only have one category listed. So Wilton Electric is showing, as we mentioned, on the basic wiring and electrical repairs as number 2. They're showing up as an average score of 3.51. So as we take a look at these guys here, this looks like probably a stock photo up there by owner, so we could take a look at some of their photos. These I'd say for the most part, maybe this one and the home address is not stock photo, but probably the rest of these are. So I think that you're beating out because it looks like you actually have some on-site photos. But if we take a look, they have electrician, contractor, electrical engineer, technical service. So they have those. Are they responding to reviews? They are not. They actually have a pretty bad review, 1 star right there. Now, well, this is their website. We see that their website really isn't all that much. It's pretty basic as we scroll down through. There's no spot for customers to log into. There's no spot. They do have their GMB. So this is one thing that you notice that they do have their GMB map embed on their contact page. They do also have these testimonials. Let's see, these linked. They're not linked anywhere. So we'll move on. This is DW. We just took a look at them. Notice their favicon, they don't, DW or Walton Electric's favicon, they don't really have a good favicon up there. They don't even have an SSL, so there's no reason why we can't outrank those guys. Electrician, this is a Thunderbolt Electric. These are the individuals, the top dogs in the area right now that we're going to take a look at. So we look at electrician is our main category, followed up by electrical installation service, electrical repair shop, electronics repair shop, lighting contractor. Okay. And I know the information is repeated. I have two different plugins that are reading the same information out. These plugins used to work to pull all different types of data, like posts. It would be accurate on posts, but I found that right now they are not very accurate on posts because it's showing 0 for everybody. And I see that yourself, I know I ran it on myself, it's coming back as 0 posts, and I'm like, that's not exactly right. So I'm not going to dive into these tools the way that I normally would, but looking through their webs or the rest of their asset here, they do have some pictures, 3, right? So there's not many pictures. You're definitely adding more content as far as the pictures. We could take a look at Thunder Electric. Let's pop this in over here just to pull it up, and we see that I don't see posts for them. I don't see updates for them. And they don't even have a booking link. They don't have a booking link. So there's a lot of information that they could also have that they don't have. Keep on scrolling down here because I want to talk about the fact that they don't have review. They're not responding to their reviews. People aren't liking their customers' reviews. So these are all things where your competitors aren't doing that are ranking number 1, that leaves a door open for your company to come in and create some relevancy with Google on this. So if we take a look at their website, their website is pretty decent. It's well laid out. Colors, high contrast colors. Things are bolded. You can easily read the words, and notice how they have information hidden here. So if somebody wants it on time, every time, boom. So this is definitely a customer's concern, on time, every time. Now you notice that they're addressing a customer's concern very clearly, on time, every time. They don't want their customers to think that they're going to be late. That is right here. They're addressing that concern. Certified drug and background check. So they're saying, hey, our electricians actually goes through some rigor before we allow them to come onto your property, right? So, and then you can expand that. They go in deeper detail here. And then upfront pricing. So their pricing is up front. Right. This is another pain point. So each one of these here are pain points. So they're speaking to their customers' pain points as they're looking for electricians. This is easily readable on the homepage, and I like the fact how they have this cape dog next to the next to their stuff. So I'm mentioning all of this stuff on your competitors page, so this way you can have ideas of what an outside input of what customers are looking at for your competitors. How will you be able to take this information and apply it to your website now? So we're going to now look at your GMB, and for this I'm also going to look over at my notes. So here we have you have the electrician, and then your second one goes into electric vehicle charging station, followed by electrical install service. So one of the problems that I think you might be having with your visibility, remember your visibility, where'd it go? Actually, I don't even think Flash Electric, Flash Electric, we're going to bring it back. One of the problems that I think that you're having with your visibility is the fact that your categories may be pulling your company in a couple unrelevant directions. Yes, I know that we know that you service the electric vehicle stations, but is that your primary service? This seems like a very niched part of being an electrician, right? So if that's all that you do and that's your main focus, great. Is your main focus that, or is it more lighting services? If we take a look at your competitor, electrical installation service, do you do that? How about lighting contractor, right? So some of these here we take a look at, and actually as we go through, we're going to take a look at the relevant categories that all of the business owners in that area that are ranking on the first page of Google Maps are coming back with. So you might want to, we could take another look at what the selections are. Again, I only have like 4 categories max or less, so this way you don't spread your authority and relevancy too thin. Coming down through, you do have the 24 hours. You do have an opening for your booking. You can come over to your booking and pull that up. So your booking, what I would do is when customers are coming here, the last thing they want to do is scroll, and they don't want to find your information, find where they need to put in their information, especially on a phone. I would break this up into 2 columns and have the form up here on either side of this, and share it with your page here. This, I would switch this map out for map with your GMB embed, very much like what we saw with I believe these guys here. So yes, they have their GMB listed right there, right? So I would definitely, you could see how it has their name. You could tell that it's their GMB. It has the ratings, star ratings, and all that stuff. I would definitely include that in your page. So we'll get into your website in a bit. I want to come back to your GMB. So your GMB does have posts on, which I do like. You do have, as I mentioned, you do have these photos, which are awesome. So I hope that you're also uploading these possibly in the truck before you leave the property. So this way it ties in that geo relevancy to Google. I've heard a lot of contractors having success with that. You know, these are all great where you're showing that you're testing the wall. You know, even before you upload these photos to Google from your phone, I would also go in and rename the photos to have a relevancy to the job. You know, lighting service, installing chandelier and ceiling, right? And also name it so this way the photo will have the name of the city or town that you're servicing right there. So this way it's going to upload. I believe that Google should be keeping if you do it from your phone around the site, it should keep your XF data. So you're going to get the geo relevancy. You'll have the name on it, so it'll have the name for the town, testing electrical outlet, or you know, however best you want to say it, mention things for that. So I would include that. And let me just check here. All right, and I want to just check something. All right, cool. So go back over to my notes. So as we come down below here, have to scroll. You have your description is pretty good in your GMB. I did pull it up, which is I believe that I knocked it down, but I had your description up through the. But anyway, your description there, your GMB description is good, decent. As I come through, scrolling down further, you're doing awesome on your reviews. One thing that I would definitely do with your reviews is respond to every single one of them. That is extremely important. And put in the response, how, you know, first off, thank you for your response. We thoroughly enjoyed being able to come out and perform whatever type of, you know, generalize whatever type of service. Is there a lesson that to take away from that service? Could, if whatever service you did went unchecked, was there potential harm that could have happened to the house? Those types of information helps to build relevancy to your business and to that particular service in the area. Make sure also that the general location is also mentioned. So if it's town, Watkinsville. We, you know, as you know, we're the premier electrician in Watkinsville. We appreciate coming out to the opportunity to come out and service and install your 240 volt outlet for your car charger. We hope that your car charger lasts a long time, and you know, question blah blah blah. So you really want to make this as impactful as possible. Google is giving you like 1,000 words, well, 750 words or something like that, to be able to put in there and reply and give that content back. So I would definitely apply that. Now, coming through, let's see, reviews, photos, have all that great stuff. All that is good and yep. All right, so let me move on. So now, as I mentioned, these properties here that we're looking at, and the reason why it's very important to have these audits done by a third party, try to look at your present digital asset, is because your digital assets have a monetary value to them. And how is the monetary value found, right? So if we take a look at as I come across here, so electrician near Athens, right? So if I just do just search for electrician, I'm going to do a broad one to give it more of a search, right? We see that up here, CPC, people will pay up to $10.15 for a click, right? And I'm not getting advertising. So these two guys down here at the bottom, they're actually showing up. They're paying to show up there. So every time a customer clicks on one of these sites, these guys are paying upwards of $15 or $10.15 per click. Now, right now we can see the competition isn't all that high, but I have a nice little tool that does some background research and can show for electrician near me about $10.29. There's various keywords that can actually show up. Let's see, to school, salary, work, electrician work. See if this comes up with anything. So we'll go back over here. So as I mentioned, this spot up here, businesses will pay for, and then also in your Google Maps. Now, a lot of times, more experienced searchers, seasoned searchers, a lot of times they skip the ads up at the top. Now, these Google guarantees, there's several businesses getting a decent return on their investment for the Google guarantees. They're kind of liking that, but as they catch on that these are just paid for, and the searchers will start bypassing those and go right towards the organic. If they're looking for a service, they're going to click here. Again, upwards of 70% of all traffic will go here. Now, people also ask, it's important to be able to show up for these areas here. For people also ask, because what it does is it actually builds authority for your business. As customers read these snippets, they look at the name of what company is supplying this information and where this information is coming from, and it builds more trust with that customer. Now, the more these snippets that you're able to fulfill, the more trust and authority your business will start to carry with customers as they're researching their electrical problems. Now, starting here, this is your organic again. This is where the organic search, right? Customers can click up to 28% of traffic will actually go through here, and then 19% of all traffic can go to the second, and then third, and by the time you get down to the bottom, you're talking about 2, maybe 1%, and then about 1 to 1.5% for the rest of the page. So I mention all this because I also put your business in a tool here, Ahrefs, and what it does is it kind of takes a general look, and I like this tool because $25 per $25 traffic value monthly free advertising your business is getting, and seeing how your business, it looks like probably put up the website about a year ago, a little bit less, and you're doing fairly well. You're really starting to garner some organic traffic coming in, got some backlinks built. So how are you doing against your competition? Your competition at Thunderbolt Electric, remember we saw them back over here, and they're monopolizing everything, right? If we look at them again, they're really monopolizing, right? So looking at their website, they're getting about $184 worth of free traffic value every single month. So let's take a look at your website to kind of take some takeaways from it, things that you might be able to improve to help your website. And then again, this helps to build the authority back over to your GMB. So I'm just going to go over some high level stuff here, kind of go into it. So the first impression on it is pretty decent that you have. I would slow down your timer going across here. Definitely have a pretty decent layout page. Have these animated, which are awesome. I would try to line these up a little bit better. That would help for consistency. Now, we do have a couple links that are broken. This guy here is actually going back to the home page. It's not actually opening up an email browser. So in order to do that, what you want to do, and let's see here, if I look at mine, I believe it should be mail to, yep. So the code that you need to go in there is mail to colon, then email address, right? So this could be mail to info@flashelectric.com. Okay, that's the code that you would want to have there in order for it to automatically open up an email. Another thing is we don't have a favicon indicated up here, so we want to definitely have a favicon put in. Your logo, have it named properly with your name, have it sized properly. So as we go down, remember how I mentioned about pain points with Thunderbolt Electric, right? Or Thunder Electric. So I believe this is the guy here. So let's move him over to here. So first thing, they're creating pain points. So I look at yours and I see a couple pain points. 100% satisfaction guarantee gives that guarantee to your customers, but notice how they're flashing. I can't read it and it's flipping already, and you do have 3 of them there. So you slow this down. And I might want to have more information about your customers' pain points, but also what we want to take a look at here is your contact. The contact only comes back to the homepage, so this is only going to the way this is set up is it's currently going contact / and there's not a contact / on your page, so it's 401 redirecting back to the home page. What we'll notice is that if we go over to your actual contact us page has contact Watkin Electric. So that was probably made on the After Effect, but you want to make sure that we come in here and change your contact buttons so they go to the right page and your customers can actually contact you. Your telephone does seem to work, so if I click on it, it's trying to make a phone call. So that is good. Yeah, let me see here. I think, well, all right, so we'll go from there. Your GMB, so word count on the page is about 1,500 characters, almost 1,600 characters, so you're doing good there. These are this guy, see, hold on a minute here. Okay, this guy here, we need to make sure to replace ellipsum orm in the same, I believe it is this guy here. We want to replace that ellipsum orm. So as I take a look at your learn more, and this one actually comes back to the home page. So lighting installation, learn more is coming back to the home page. And this one is GFI repair. So if I click on that, it is coming to the contact page, actually. This is going back to the contact page. GFI is 401 redirected to the contact. So here we do have, okay, nope. So your contact page, again, coming back to what looks like your home page. So yeah, this would be something to take a look at. You probably want this to be going to this page, but that link should be going somewhere to this product page, this service page. All right, so moving on, we keywords, electrical repair. All right, so that's on the services. Okay, I'm just looking at my notes, trying to get things gathered. So if we take a look here at the information, your title is doing good. And your description is 300 characters. I would probably bring this down. Most likely what you can do is take this, wordsmith it, make it a bit more concise. Try to have it around, 164 to about 190 characters. I believe that you can make that happen very easily. We don't have an H1 tag, so I would definitely want to have an H1 tag up top here. And what my H1 tag, what I'm looking for on that is to basically reflect your title. So it can be a modification of the title. It doesn't have to be the title itself. So what H1 tags really are is if you ever look at a book or or a college paper or something like that, your H1 tag is actually your title. And if you look at a book, you have your title on the outside, right? But that's not an H1 tag. That's your title cover. And then you get into the inside and you start reading the book, you'll see the actual title as an H1 tag. And that's why I say that you can be your title. I would modify it from this, so this way you can have a title a bit longer, or I'm sorry, your H1 tag a bit longer than your actual title. So, and let me come over here. So Watkins, something that I might do, let me see, do I still have it up? All right, so walk-in service, what we have here, one thing that I want to mention that is pretty nice is the fact that you have your services listed out on your card file. Completely understand why you're doing this as we go through, so this way you can reuse it on your service pages. The downside is that you don't actually have individual service pages, right? You have one service page with all of your services listed. You have all these services. I would probably want to have my own service page, and then as I click on these, I would want a 200 to 300 word snippet of what that particular service is, leading me over to the actual service page. Okay, so now what I'm doing when I put this on the area pages, when I put it on the area pages the way that you have, it's going to lead over from that area to the service, right, to the service page. So, but I understand what you're doing here because of the layout of the page. I definitely see that we follow a couple similar people that teach the same practice, which I believe works. It's brilliant in a lot of cases. So one thing I would definitely take a look at here, I cannot see panel upgrades while that's highlighted. So the background and foreground, well, I should say the lettering text with the background, there's not enough contrast ratio, and that is something that Google will ding. So you can take a look at changing up the colors a little bit. And sorry about that. I thought that I just put that on snooze. Let me dismiss. All right, there we go. So as we move forward, what I would do if I'm looking at your title and description, here's a proposal for you for your title: Flash Electric Services and Watkins upgrade and repairs, or upgrade pipe repairs. The pipe translates into an or, so upgrade or repairs. And the way that I have this here is that it's right at 64 characters. You can put if you want, you can put the spaces around the pipe, put a dash between it, however you want. But I just kind of did that to keep it tidy. And the reason why I did that, or suggesting that, is as I'm looking here at Watkinsville services, panel upgrades, lighting installation, GFI repair. So what if I'm looking for you to install, another outlet or something, right? You're kind of, by that title, you're excluding some other stuff, and you're excluding the general services that you actually offer on this page. So that would be something you could take a look at doing. Switch that up. Here's the description that I mentioned is Flash Electric provides fast, reliable electrical services. Watkins for all your home upgrades, repairs, customers appreciate. So these are just alternatives, something to think about as you go forward. So let me see. URL looks good. Your URL and business name are right on point. They're exact matches. And your images have the alt text as I look through. They have, let me see, images. maybe not this page, but I know that I saw them elsewhere. Home, they have them in most places. I was able to find them. So the one thing that we don't have throughout is this tool allows me to, and I'll go back to the home page, but it allows me to actually take a look at. If I go over here to tools, it allows us to take a look at your actual snippet, right? And it'll run your schema in the background. And I actually have one of the schemas. So I ran it on many pages. One of the things that you don't have that I would highly recommend adding in that can help out with, again, relevancy and building that authority is adding in FAQ schema. And that would be for each individual page. What that will do is each individual page, wherever you have a question, why choose Flash Electric, you can put in this information, and basically now you're telling Google when customers are looking for various services, specifically Flash Electric, this can show up and be eligible now for the people also ask. So just flipping over. So for this section here, that would allow you to be eligible for that particular section. Right, we can see here that you do have the breadcrumbs and that added in. So I would recommend that. Let me see. I believe that's about all off the top of my head that we had going through. I did run an audit for you, so I'll give you this. We did have some errors. Take a look at 6 of those errors have to do with the 401 redirects that I had mentioned, pages not being there or links not being there properly displayed. So I do see that you have the Flash Electric YouTube channel on, and you do have yourself. One thing that you could definitely do to increase your page stickiness is create videos about each one of these. Just a short 2 5-minute video for your various services. Post it onto your YouTube and embed it back over to your service page, and those go a long way as far as customers being able to relate to you. So as customers find you through these various area pages, right, through your various neighborhoods. So you got Snellville, they'll click on Snellville, they'll come up, they see your smiling face right there, which is awesome. They can click on he does ceiling fans, and there you can have a video right there connecting with your customers. Just give it a quick high level of what you do with your customer, or how great and personable you are with your customers. So I did a couple keyword searches. As far as keywords and that go, this tool here, the reason why I like this tool is it allows me to do individual counties. I did Clark and then Osage. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I'm horrible at enunciation. So we'll look at Clark up towards Athens, and what we can see is that electric repair calls. So these various keywords here are keywords that you can actually target fairly well. And how I would target these keywords is going back to your website. You actually have a pretty decent blog set up, right? You started this blog here. And with this blog, one thing that I would do when targeting the keywords, and I haven't read through it, right? I just see that you have it, you've been active on it, is actually take common situations, common problems as talking with your customers that your customers are expressing to you. Talk about the various jobs that you're doing. If they express certain concerns, especially if you find out that they're repeatable, that would be another great opportunity for you to create relevancy. And then, of course, linking back to either this or then also your GMB. So I believe that about covers everything. Oh, I do have, here we go. I wanted to show, and I'm not sure how mine's going to show up, but I wanted to do this beforehand. So I ran your stats beforehand. And I wanted to do it before I actually got streaming, because streaming actually takes away a little bit. So I know that you're running Elementor, but that's perfectly fine. You should have a higher score than SO. So it might be your build, it may be the various plugins that you have in the back ends that could be harming your performance, but you are getting dinged by that. I did run Thunderbolt Electric. They have an 84. Now, these dings aren't break or make, but if all else be equal, Google is most definitely going to reward these individuals. So if I run mine, for instance, and I'm running mine just because of the fact that I also run Elementor, and I just want to prove that just because you're running Elementor doesn't mean that you're down in the ranks. So usually that's a 95 or above, but again, because I'm streaming, it's showing worse part, or it's showing not the optimal way to run it, right? So with that said, I will send over this, I'll send over the report for you, as well as these heat maps, so you'll be able to go through. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to reach out. If anybody else would like me to take the time to kind of do one of these audits and reviews on your particular business, feel free to reach out. We can go more in depth on various stuff, or keep it more high level. I know it went more in depth. I wanted to provide just absurd amount of value for you, Eric. All right, so have a